strategy to make Kailasa. You just need tyagis, dedicated people who have a conscious stamina, will, persistence, making it happen. Will stay strong and make it happen, like Arishchandra, Satyavadi, the Savitri, Satyavan Savitri. Whatever. Will, persistence. Nachiketa. Will, persistence. A child fasting for 2.5 days without food and water is equivalent to an adult fasting for 2.5 years. Because for child, food is the only life, source of life. For an adult, there are multiple sources of life. His body has evolved to use multiple things as source of life. But for a child, food is the only source of life. And a child, Nachiketa, fasting for 2.5 days is equivalent to an adult fasting for 2.5 years with a will, persistence. Satyavan Savitri, Nachiketa, Arishchandra, what a will, persistence. We need just few people with that kind of a conscious stamina, will, persistence, to create collective integrity, to make collective integrity for Kailasa to happen. They become the foundation of Kailasa's evolution. Not any efficient, cunning, strategic, no. It is dedicated, tyagis. Earlier, the Kailasas are like luxury. But now, it is survival need. I'm seeing so many people messaging this Meda Slatya, so many people. Oh, I want Kailasa in Kashmir, I want Kailasa in Guwahati. All you guys, stop wasting my time if you can't take the responsibility. Meda Slatya, you don't need to be independent. You just need a conscious will, conscious stamina, will, persistence. Go to Adi Kailasa, get trained, renounce your luxurious, hypocritical, criminally negligent lifestyle. Because your ancestors did not do the tyaga, Kashmiri Pandits are suffering and Hindus lost Kashmir. Don't continue to be criminally negligent. Decide to dedicate and stop your stupid ideas about life. Go to Adi Kailasa and have the basic training, then carry that ecosystem to Jammu and Kashmir and start manifesting, reviving. Do what need to be done. Nobody is interested in your crybaby stories. Nobody is interested in your criminal negligent lifestyle. Or just disappear from my eyes. Go and live as you want. Don't waste my time and get the karma of Guru Aparada. Wasting Guru's time. When I give a vision, everyone says, oh, I want to do, I want to do. Come on. There is a clear system I have evolved. Procedure. There are ecosystems which is functioning. It's not that those ecosystems are perfect, but it is budding. Go there, see what all can be done. Right, wrong, good, bad. In that, learn the conscious stamina, will, persistence. Then take that to the different places we have. You don't even need to take the risk of buying new properties. We have multiple properties all over the world. You can go and start planting in any of our properties without any risk. Once you are successful in Adi Kailasa, in our properties, then go and do it in your city. There is a clear system and successful in multiple places. Instead of doing the responsibility, just lying to yourself and to me, oh, I want to do this in Jammu, I want to do this in Kashmir, I want to do this in Guwahati, I want to do this here, I want to do that there. No. If you want to do it. If not, be criminal, negligent Hindu, rot. As I told you, the Hindus should know their negligence has crossed the level of casual unattending or just blinded by the consumeristic lifestyle. All that level is over. Now it has gone to criminal negligent level. If you get out of your criminal negligence and create Kailasa ecosystems in every city, the next generation of Hindus are going to be there. And I don't want to say the otherwise. What will happen? I don't want to utter through my mouth. Because I have to make it happen. I don't have a choice. If you join along with me, I'll do it with you. If you don't, I'll do it without you. If you oppose, I'll do it in spite of you. But I'll do it. I'll make it happen. வந்தால் உங்களோடு வராவிட்டால் தனியாக எதிர்த்தால் உங்களையும் மீறி செய்தே தீருவோம் பரமசிவ கைலாசம். we need to address seriously these few issues in the Kailasa ecosystem. One, the most important, the ecosystem should be self-sustaining. Second, a separate male sannyas order, female sannyas order, grihastha order. All these three separate. Third, system where the grihasthas can make personal income. Some method of sambhavana where they make enough personal income for their personal expenses. Either a common project, a for-profit project is made successful. Running a restaurant or running a hotel, motel, or running even enriching and causing very professionally. There are multiple possibilities. Hinduism has some of the most beautiful, sure shot, result-based products. Yoga, life solutions. You can share all these. And wherever Paramashiva allows, you can make money. The money can be made. Where he does not allow money to be made, we can't. Following the economic policies of Paramashiva, we can make a beautiful ecosystem for grihasthas to make personal income. This is the third point to be addressed. Fourth, responsible democracy in evolving all the policies of those Kailasas ecosystem. If these simple four fundamentals are maintained, not only Kailasa will flourish, you will have an amazing ecosystem for it to continue forever. So the sannyasis will have Maheshwara Puja by the generation of sannyasis, sannyasa parampara, and they will be happy in Kailasa and Pitruloka, wherever they reach as per their karmas. If they were living as sincere, integrated sannyasis, they will straight reach Kailasa. If they had messed up, then they will reach only Pitruloka. If they are completely messed up, then Brahmarakshas. That is up to them. All the grihasthas will have their generations. Beautifully living Hinduism and giving Shraddha to you for generations, so you will be happy in Pitruloka or Kailasa, wherever you reach. These are the foundation, fundamental, practical truths. This is enough for the Kailasa ecosystem to manifest. living in the Kailasa ecosystem will make you manifest the third force, because continuously you will be getting the powerful clicks. You will have a very peaceful life. I'll repeat, these four things need to be addressed for any successful Kailasa. Separate place for male sannyas order and female sannyas order, which will include their own temple, their own gurukuls for that gender. Male sannyas order will have the male sannyas gurukul and the temple run by them. Female sannyas order will have female gurukul and temple run by them, goshala for themselves and library for themselves. Two separate ecosystem, and the grihasthas separate. Grihasthas will have their own library and their own temple, their own goshala or any other projects. All three separate campus so that each one's ecosystem is not disturbed by the other's ecosystem. Only then all three will be successful. If not, all three will go through idiotic comparisons, land into criminally destructive mental setup. Grihasthas feeling jealousy about the sannyasis and sannyasis feeling, sannyasis comparing themselves to grihasthas is extreme stupid. Criminal negligence and crime itself. So all the three separate campus. That's the first thing to be taken care. Second, most important, grihasthas should have a win-win, successful way of earning personal income, so they don't need to expect anything from the outer world or from the administration. They have their own independence and what they call as security for their future and all that. So they are economically not dependent on anybody else. There are tons of systems, business opportunities can come up. Third, responsible democracy with collective integrity. Responsible democracy with collective integrity. Fourth, continuous, intense inspiration. Living Kailasa. That fourth job, I'll do it continuously. I think these are the four major things will make any Kailasa ecosystem successful and expanding. Based on these principles, you can create in each city on your own. It is not necessary. All the Kailasavasis have to have houses just in one campus. No. It can be near around the temple. You can settle down around the temple. For example, there are so many people, devotees who have settled down around the LA temple, Los Angeles temple. They are not in one campus, or it's not that owned by the central organization or anything. It's all their houses. But they have settled down around the Kailasa, Los Angeles. You can settle down around the Kailasa, San Jose. Driving distance or walking distance. And start developing collective integrity. Start developing separate campuses for men and women. The responsible democracy with voting rights and collective integrity. This will make Kailasa ecosystem everywhere. So, let me repeat the 4 points I was giving as my vision. For a successful Kailasa ecosystem, with a clear description and definition, first point, all the 3 orders to have a separate campus, like male sannyas order, female sannyas order, grihastha order. All 3 self-sustaining. See, when I say male sannyas order, it includes all the individual single male, like Rudras, Bhairava, Yoga, Sannyasi, Brahmachari, Vanaprasthi, all the orders where an individual lives life with himself. That all that male orders, one campus, including the male Gurukul. Next, female orders. The female orders are like Brahmacharini, Sannyasini, Vanaprasthini, not Rishika. Rishikas are more like Grihasthas. Rishikas are married. So here the Vanaprasthinis are in some tradition, even Vanaprasthis live together as man and wife. But if the spouse is dead or divorced and you take vanaprastha, you live alone. All the single female, including the female Gurukul, that as on campus, in that Rudraganya, Yogini, Bhairavi, all the female single sampradayas, and the Grihasthas, all three separate campus, self-sustaining, with their own temples, their own Gurukuls, their own Goshala, their own agriculture unit, self-sustaining. That's the first step. Second step, where Grihasthas are able to generate personal income through all the allowed business by Paramashiva. Paramashiva has given a clear list of allowed business where you can make money, sattvic money. Income, personal income is generated. Where it's like a win-win. You strengthen the Kailasa and Kailasa also strengthens you. Win-win. The third point is responsible democracy of collective integrity, where people who are responsible for that departments, that ministry, only has a right to vote the issues related to that ministry. So all the mess-ups of the democracy is eliminated. Criminal negligence can be minimized or drastically reduced, literally removed. And the fourth point is intense spiritual inspiration, experiential Kailasa lifestyle. This four will make successful Kailasa ecosystems all over the world. We should think and work to make the Kailasa ecosystems all over the world. So all of you contemplate on this. I'll reveal more depth and details about third force and fourth force in a very practical, implementable ways. So with this, I bless you all. Let's all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Paramadvaitam, Shuddhadvaita Saivam. The state, space, powers, being, superconsciousness, and Kailasa of Paramashiva, Paramashivoham, Om Nityananda Paramashivoham, the eternal bliss, Nityananda. Thank you. Be blissful. Paramashivam. Om Nitya.
Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam. Let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nityanandam Paramasukhanam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvatitam Gaganasadushnam Tattvamasya Lakshmam Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Let's go through the disclaimers. Security measures. No photography, video, audio recording. Important cautions. Please be aware of the important cautions. What is spa manifestation? Let's hear from Bhagavan himself explaining what is spa manifestation.
All the 25 states of consciousness, when they happen in you, due to your chemicals and hormones ups and downs, it is powerlessness. When it happens in you, out of your free will and consciousness, it is powerfulness. That's all. When you fall into sleep, it is powerlessness. When you enter into sleep, it is powerfulness. When you fall into dream, it is powerlessness. When you decide to dream, it is powerfulness. So I have added the ultimate powerfulness, Turiyatita, in your whole being and doing. Manifest all the powers. Understand, power manifestation is nothing but cognitive shift. It is not work. It is cognitive shift. Understand? It is just cognitive shift. It's not work. Work is a 4-letter word. Power manifestation is cognitive shift. Playing with life. Playing with being alive. Static matter, dynamic activity, strategic existence, all these three has no boundary. You are one with it. You are alive in everything. Everything listens to you. Everything decides as you want.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explains what is spa manifestation is raising your frequency as superconscious being. Paramashiva is real, and consciousness reflecting in your brain is real. And experiencing that as superconscious being, as special species, and how creating an ecosystem, collective integrity, all of us manifesting these great powers collectively creates the collective consciousness, raising the frequency of each one of us is the science of our manifestation. Science of our manifestation is authentic, time-tested, scientific, and foolproof. The pramanas, the evidences for the power of length dimension, Shastra Pramana, the eternal, unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures, the Vedas and the Agamas. Apta Pramana, the experience and the results of the Aptas. Aptas are the Rishis, Munis, Ganas, Nainamas, Alvars, Siddhas, Yoginis, Rishikas, all of them who lived as emperors, who lived as grastas, who lived as monks, all of them who manifested all the powers of Paramashiva. Atma Pramana, account of His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam, this millennium's avatar's personal experience of manifestation, Bhagavan's very own Leela to showcase how the cognitive shift beyond the mind, what we perceive as thinking, beyond that there exists a space where you can experience the higher dimension, the consciousness. Paramashiva is real. Shakshi Pramana, the experience of the millions of disciples, devotees, followers all around the world manifesting the powers of Paramashiva. Such a beautiful, powerful space that Bhagavan is creating for each one of us. by the initiation for us to manifest the powers of Paramashiva when we are in the oneness with Paramashiva. Pratyaksha Pramana, the scientific study measuring the effect of being in the enlightened state. In Avatar Shastra, clearly Bhagavan has documented all the scientific studies that has been done on Balasans, on the devotees, disciples, and Bhagavan himself, showcasing that how the science is catching up with all this greater truth as reality. The Shastra Pramana for the power of length dimension is from Shiva Sutra 1.19. Here beautifully Bhagavan says, Shakti Sandane Sariropatihi. Bhagavan Paramashiva says, by aiming and fixing the self on Shakti, uniting in oneness with the supreme power, the embodiment of that which is cognized and willed, manifest at once, length, breadth, depth, time and space, dimensions. Bhagavan beautifully says how the macrocosm is mirrored into us in the microcosm. When you are stuck with the fear and greed, and simply you are gravitating more of the mass, Bhagavan beautifully explains how in the sadness we carry more load on our mind. We feel heavy when we are upset, when we are incomplete, angry. We feel so heavy. And then the mass attracts the mass. We attract the same kind of people, same kind of things to repeat and make it more intense. But when we unclutch and create an empty space, just in witness and awareness who we are, the frequency that we experience is a higher dimensions. When we are ready to let go, Bhagavan says, all my life I can fight, but at the end, I am going to understand that we lost our life. How Bhagavan said, how the lion is running from the locals just to, because they are taking away the bulls. And he says to the elephant how he has to safeguard himself because he doesn't want to lose his lifetime trying to prove he is not a bull, but he is a lion. Same way the elephant starts running. That is how all our life, Bhagavan gives a very profound example to tell us all our life trying to prove the outer world, the materialistic world is true. It's just a waste of time. Waking up from that and experiencing the higher reality, who we are, before the next death comes, is the intelligent way to live as consciousness. We are eternally present. Beautifully, there's a story of how a child asked a grandfather, seeing a video, saying, who's that? The grandfather says, oh, it's me. He says, no, it doesn't look like you at all. And how can you say it is me? The very space that who you are does not change. You don't feel that you are going to die. Even nobody on planet Earth gets a dream of them dying in the dream also. Because nobody can be convinced that they can die. Because we are eternal. Because the body is what the death is for. Not us, the mind which dies and the body which dies eventually. But who we are never dies. It's eternal. It is collectively holding that beautiful space of oneness and experiencing the ultimate continuously. If we recognize that beautiful space of oneness, that consciousness, that beautiful space is Bhagavan, what he says, becomes the collective integrity of how we can experience the higher reality. By aiming and fixing the self on Shakti, understanding this greater truth, as start looking in as the observer, as seer, as the subject, you can recognize the higher dimensions who you are rather than the materialistic world where you exist as only an object and the object does not have any of the reality. If your finger misses, the finger does not say that I miss you because it does not have any independent intelligence. The object in the outer world does not inquire about you because it does not have intelligence to ask, but you know that object and you label it because you have the intelligence. The higher intelligence is how you exist as Paramashiva, the oneness that you experience, and that which is cognized and willed, you simply start experiencing the higher dimension. All of them, the emperors, Janaka was an emperor to experience this higher reality while ruling a kingdom and being an emperor. All this great science was known to all these, the emperors and the kings and all the great Mahatmas who lived on planet Earth, telling the same thing again and again to experience the higher reality who we are. Out of the 84 million species and 8 billion people, we got the chance to live and experience Paramashiva is real, because we are with Paramashiva in the Kailash courtyard, who is waiting to manifest through each one of us the highest reality. The Atma Pramana. Atma Pramana, how the Nandi was one of the greatest devotee of Shiva. He is ready to surrender anything to be at the feet of Lord Shiva. And he learnt all the whatever scriptures are there just in one day. He downloaded everything and learnt. He was such a learned person. But Rishi Mitra and Varuna came down and said he would only live for 1 year. So he goes to Shiva and surrenders and says that he would want to live eternally at the feet of Shiva, sacrificing, surrendering all that he had just to be at the feet of Shiva. And simply he experiences the highest blessing to live as Nandi at with Lord Shiva forever, with patiently, always in the mode of just deep listening. Such a beautiful space of Nandi manifested his life as eternal being with Shiva. Here Bhagavan beautifully explains in the Atma Pramana the length, breadth, depth, dimension in a very deep way.
As being.
You logically think, calculate. If you work this many hours, this is the salary you will get. It's a logic. That's a length. How to get the salary without working is breadth. And how to take vacation and give a medical certificate and give the salary is get the salary is depth.
So one view of ourselves is body, mind, and intellect. Will that fit into just the length, or does it traverse?
No. Body, mind, intellect. Mind and intellect are actually one and the same. I should say intellect, emotion, being. These three can fit into length, breadth, depth. I should say it's a rough equation.
So depth is being, and breadth is
emotion,
and length is
logic, intellect. Not intelligence, just intellect.
Thank you.
The difference between intellect and intelligence is that one scientist trying to make 2 holes in the door for cat and kitten. As per logic, he is right. As per the intelligence, he is wrong.
This the length, breadth, and depth of a being is defined by the Panchakritya of Sadashiva. So, where is the question of ability that the Jiva has?
Now, please understand. You see, it's like you have been given 30-meter rope. You have the freedom to keep 3 meter as length, 5 meter as depth, remaining as a depth. Or all 30 as a length and cry that I don't have a breadth and depth. That freedom is with you. 30-meter rope is given. You can decide whether I want to spend more of my energy only in length, intellect, or only in the breadth, emotion, or only in the depth, being. The more amount goes to being, more alive you will be.
Okay.
If somebody rolls all 30 meters into being, he will be independent of anything of the external world. He will be the king. He will live like a god.
Beautiful. Now let's go to the Shakshi Pramana. Shakshi Pramana, beautifully Bhagavan has given for us to understand how the Balasans in the Kailash courtyard manifested these great powers. And here Bhagavan explains how we can experience the being, human being, the part we are being, not just human, We are the divine being in the human body. The body is not us, not only us. We are much more than just the body and the mind. Body is the materialistic in creation that we experience during the waking state. In the dream state, we have no idea, nor in the deep sleep we have any body. The beautiful space that Bhagavan says that how the being experiences the higher reality, we will be made to get the free will to experience the higher reality more as consciousness. Beautifully, Bhagavan explains, as long as you are bound by the rope, you are only in predetermined life. As long as you have patterns, when you're able to unclutch and you're witnessing the awareness, you have the free will to experience the consciousness. Paramashiva is real. Now you can listen to the Nityananda Yogam participants, how they experienced the Balasans in the courtyard, asking them such phenomenal questions, mathematical questions, and in few seconds they got answers back.
He was cracking questions on trigonometry, decimals, logarithms, algebraic expressions, which were like 3 to 4 steps. The moment I presented the question, she was able to write the answer less than 15 seconds. In less than 15 seconds, she was able to arrive at the answer.
Beautifully here she tells how less than 15 seconds she was able to download, which she has no idea how those numbers are to be calculated. So it really proves that we are not just stuck with our 5 senses. 5 senses are the utilities. How in the car you have a gear, you have a clutch, you have a steering wheel, you have a tire, everything. You have these utilities to experience consciousness. The experience itself is not on the object. The object has no intelligence, nor the body has any intelligence. So who is that experiencer? When you look in, when the eye pops off, you look in, who is that I? You will simply experience the Paramashiva in you. Here beautifully you can use the Jnananjan in your Kantamala, apply on the third eye and temple, and you can apply on the Krishtashila. It is a granite slab that you can apply and you can see whatever is shown in that. Or you have a yantra or kavi vastra or mirror, you can apply on that also, and you can use that for manifesting the power of length dimension. You can ask your partner or you can write some questions. We have no idea about the subject. It can be marine biology, it can be astrology or scientific facts, something which you can measure and you can correct it when you get the answers. Make sure the keywords are clearly written so that you can really validate it and not assume anything from the answers. No self-doubt, no self-denial, self-hatred should be created from any of these power manifestation. Authentically results, it can be as simple and only one part correct, that's okay. But that has to be authentically corrected when you correct against the Google details. So now let's experience the oneness with Paramashiva. Let's sit straight with the head, neck and spine in a straight line. Visualize Paramashiva, Parashakti in your third eye. Bring back again and again one's beautiful darshan today, the Dvajarohanam darshan. Bring the darshan into your third eye and contemplate on the words Bhagavan has given for us. Deeper and deeper truth. Paramashiva is real. We are not just the matter. We are the frequency, quantum, awareness, witness, observation, whatever you call it. Paramashiva reflects in our brain and it is consciousness. When the mind merges into that space of consciousness, you raise into the Turiya state, experiencing the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, experiencing the highest oneness with Paramashiva. And hold that bhava, surrender yourself in deep gratitude and hold the bhava that Paramashiva is real. Sit with 25 heads, 75 eyes and 50 hands. Be very clear, be powerful that you are Paramashiva. You're not labeling Paramashiva. You are experiencing Paramashiva as yourself, Parashakti, Venkateshwara, whoever your Ishtadevata is. Continuously hold that space, unclutch from whatever you know, including your body and the mind. How you enter into the deep sleep. Enter with your mind awareness into the same deep sleep. And by chanting the Mahavakya continuously and with a deep listening. Listening is the key of all the power manifestation. So just in deep listening, just experience that emptiness, that unclutched space, complete completion space, that Paramashiva is real, and entangling with Bhagavan continuously in the oneness space. You experience the length dimension answers right down, and at the end of the cycle, we can verify with Google. Now let's start chanting the Mahavakya with a deep listening.
Ananda Paramashivam. Om Nityananda 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 Paramashivam. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nityananda Paramashivam. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nityananda Paramashivam. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up. Om Nityananda Paramashivam. Om Nityananda Paramashivam. Om Nityananda Paramashivam. Om Nityananda Paramashivam. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nityananda Paramashivam. Om Nityananda Paramashivam.
So beautiful. Slowly open your eyes and verify the details, whatever you see in the Google, and whatever Paramashiva is showing you, you can mark it and circle it and you can take a screenshot. All that you can share at the end of this cycle. Adi Shankara, he was a small boy. He goes to a house, a Brahmin house. Brahmins, as per Agama, should not keep anything more than 12 hours. They should not have anything, any money or anything. They should live in such a way that they earn for that day and spend it by the night. And they lived in such a beautiful space, and Shankara wanted to bless them. He goes there, and that lady had only the last pickle that she gave, the gooseberry, to Adi Shankara, asking him for pardon that she doesn't have anything at the end of the day. And simply Shankara sees the beautiful space they live as such beautiful Hindus and blesses. And Adi Shankara was a 5 or 6-year-old boy. He just downloads the Kanakadara Sostra, and simply Lourdes Lakshmi, she showers the golden gooseberries for that Brahmin family. All these great signs, how we used to live as geniuses. And even Sudama, when he goes and gives the flattened puff rice to Krishna, every time he ate the puff rice, Sudama was blessed with all auspiciousness and abundance. Again and again, these great truths are shown to us that when we are in the empty space, like a flute in Krishna's hand, he can play with us and simply our life becomes miracle. The higher reality, how we can live as consciousness, is unimaginable, and it is fulfilling and satisfying. How much ever you try to get from the outer world, it is in your dream. It's like eating an ice cream in your dream. It'll never fulfill. You'll go on behind it, but never get to understand it. All we can do is unclutch and understand this higher reality, that we can experience much more than what we can experience out of the materialistic world, and be in the eternal space of Paramashiva, because Paramashiva is real and he is manifesting through us even now. Recognizing, that is what Bhagavan says, recognizing is recognizing our inner space, how we function, how the cosmos function, is the maturity you can have to experience the ultimate truth. Now we'll have one more cycle. You can sit straight with the head, neck and spine in a straight line. Write down few questions that you would like to have the answers. And whatever you download, write it very clearly so that you can verify from Google. If you have a partner, you can ask the partner to give you a question and correct the answers at the end of the cycle. For the power of length dimension, revealing scientific concepts, let's continuously hold Paramashiva in our third eye, chant the Mahavakya intensely from our navel center with a deep listening. Not just listening to the recorded playing, but you chanting and listening till it becomes ajapa ajapa, when you become the listener itself. All this great truth, when we start following step by step, we can experience the higher reality. We take 25 years or 50 years to become a great lawyer or a great judge or a surgeon or a great auditor. Here Bhagavan gives 40 minutes for you to experience the ultimate consciousness. Paramashiva is real. So intensely chant the Mahavakya, entangling with Bhagavan in the oneness space and surrendering in deep gratitude. And simply Paramashiva will suck you into that space of oneness and make you experience the higher reality that Paramashiva is real. Let's start chanting the Mahavakya with a deep listening.
Nityananda Paramashivam. Om 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 Nityananda Paramashivam. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nityananda Paramashivam. 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 Om Nityananda Paramashivam.
Sorry for the technical glitch. Whatever Paramashiva has shown, please share in tinyurl.com/powermanifestation. All that Bhagavan is giving us, when we share to the world, the enriching is pulling ourselves out of delusion, the Maya matrix, And when you cause others, you are liberating yourself into the Paramashiva space and experiencing the oneness with Paramashiva. All these greater signs Bhagavan is giving us again and again to make us understand Paramashiva is real. Let's surrender all this at Bhagavan's lotus feet again and again in the deep gratitude and deep oneness. Paramashiva is real. Let's end with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nityananda Paramashivam Padukarpanamastu. Om Nityanandam. Thank you so much. See you at 6 p.m. in the next Kailash Kotiyar Manifesting Power session. Thank you. Nityanandam.